So what's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today we're just gonna have a little talk. Yeah, this video is gonna be just me doing what I do best, and that's having a nice little ramble. In this video, I'm just gonna talk about like taking life for granted. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Dante. I did a little bit of time in prison, and I guess this video kind of coincides with taking life for granted because, you know, I really didn't understand that I was taking life for granted until I got locked up. Like even coming home, like sometimes I'll be in certain situations or have certain moments when I'm like, you know, don't forget, like, you were locked up. Don't miss out, or, you know, don't take it for granted. From the small things to the big things, from like the foods that we ate to life experiences, just going to the store, something as simple as going to the store, being able to have that freedom to get in your car or walk when you want to, or do whatever you need to do. And a lot of us, we take our freedoms for granted. You know, we live here in America and we have so many rights and things that we are allowed to do, and a lot of us don't take advantage of them, you know. And I know there will be some people in this saying, you know, there are rights that we don't have and things that we can't do because they're taking our freedom. Yeah, I get that. There's some things that I believe that laws stop us from being able to do, but I also know that we do live in one of the best countries in the world where we get to kind of do what we want to do for the most part. I mean, let's be real. I'm not about to talk about all the countries that can't do what they want to do. I made a video about somebody who got killed for pretty much watching Squid Games, and you can go check that video out. So just that small little fact right there, we can watch what we want to watch. And, you know, just taking stuff like that for granted, watching TV shows, watching the games without having everybody yell in your ear. Because when you're locked up, there is no silence. It's always constant noise. And you take that nice silence for granted, just that peace, just life in general. So I guess, you know, there's a lot of things on my mind. You know, a lot of, you know, I am about to have a child, and, you know, one thing is for sure in this life: we all die. We can't stop that. That's just something that's going to happen. And, you know, I always had the thought of not wanting to have a baby because, you know, the baby will eventually die. You know, my child will eventually grow old and die, or, you know, you never know what happens in life. That's scary, you know. A lot of the burdens that I've had and my struggles in life have been just living in general. Like there was times, like, you know, I'm sure everybody has those moments where, like, man, why am I here? Why I'm on this earth? You know, and I took a lot of that living for granted. You know, a lot of times just sitting around not doing nothing in my house, you know. Like even playing video games. People say you play video games too much, but, you know, when you get locked up and you can't play those video games, you know, you take that for granted. You only get one life. We only get one life, and we do all, for the most part, take it for granted in some kind of part. For me, I felt it was like the jobs that I was working at, you know, was taking me nowhere. So I wanted to be better than that, be better than, you know, clocking in somebody else's clock, making them money, and just pretty much hearing the stress of them saying that you're not good enough in your job, you know, or, you know, you just feel like some of the best workers get treated the worst, you know. And not like I was getting abused or nothing at my job, but, you know, it's just working for somebody else gets stressful, you know. It's like you're 2 or 3 minutes late, you get yelled at, or even if you have a day off, you know, you're getting text messages about the job. Like, that gets annoying. You know, if you want to do something, like, do it for yourself. But that's a whole nother subject. But so I took all that for granted, like living my life, the small details. And I think we all do in some kind of sort of way. My biggest example is, like, a lot of people that I know have never left the state that they lived in. They go to, like, the nearby attractions in their state versus going outside of their state, or maybe they might go one state over or something like that. Like, when I was locked up, like, being able to just, like, get on the road and just go is one of the biggest things that I missed. Taking that for granted. I'm always on the road now. Like, even since I've been home, I'm always on the road. I've seen so many different cities since I've been home. Like, I've traveled across the country like 3 or 4 times since I've been home. Probably like 6, to be honest. But because when you're locked up, like, you can't do none of that. I took all that for granted. It doesn't take that long to plan 4 or 5 days of your life to be able to go see something new. Man. And now I feel as if I started to get to a place where I'm taking my life for granted again. I know I'm blessed. I know I'm thankful for all the things that I have. I put a lot of pressure on myself about a lot of things. I am stuck in my ways. I know what I want, and I think for a lot of people, they'll say that's a good thing, but I'm just so caught up in knowing what I want because I was gone for so long and I missed out on so much. And a lot of that has to deal with a lot of financial issues, like the things that I want and the things that I want to accomplish. Like, you need money to be able to do. And so that's my mindset. That's my mind frame. Like, that's like the number one in my life, is trying to get that dollar. And I kind of neglect a lot of other things in my life because I want that dollar so bad. And I don't want to get a job. I don't want to go work for another person. And, like, I'm firm in that. Dave Ramsey really helped my life as well when it comes to like financial freedom and just learning about how to acquire money and what you need to do once you acquire that money. He learned me. He taught me about debt and just all of that good stuff. And one of the best things or statements that he ever said, that quote that stuck out to me always, is like, you have to live like nobody else so you can live like nobody else. So with that being said, like, I have to put myself in a position now to where I'm sacrificing so much to garner an income and build not only a brand, but build a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't know about, to be able to set myself up to be able to live like nobody else in the future. So I don't have to work hard later on in the future. And I feel like I've lost so much time, and I know you can't get time back. That's one thing that you'll never, ever get back. I understand that. But I know the time that I do have now. If the Lord's willing and I'm blessed to live another 40 years, I need this next 7 or 8 years to be me setting up that next 30 to be successful, or me just chilling, money making money for me. I can't sit back and allow life to go past me, I guess. I don't know. And I know I have to put other things in perspective, and I do at times, but at the same time, like, I have goals that I'm trying to achieve, and with that, I hurt a lot of feelings in me trying to achieve these goals. I neglect a lot of friends in me trying to achieve these goals. I just feel like I'm strong-headed and I know what I want. And I don't know, man. I just can't take this life for granted no more. I've done that already, the days of me just sitting around and getting high all day and not really having a goal, like, if I want to do that now, I am doing something productive as I'm doing it, so it's a whole different mind frame from just literally taking this life for granted. I don't know if you guys know my story or not, but like, depression and just like a lot of the, I guess you say, pessimism. I can see the bad side of life a lot because, the past was a lot of, I felt like I didn't have the, I'm gonna say fair shake in life, but I used the crutch of not having a father long enough to where it held me back in my life. Don't do that anymore at all. But like, in my past, I took for granted the knowledge that I can obtain on my own. Like, I blamed my father all these years, not having a dad. Still mad at him, don't get me wrong, but like, I can still move on without him, and it took me time to get over that, and sometimes I still feel like I'm not good enough in a lot of scenarios. I still feel like I'm in the case of this imposter syndrome, I guess. Somebody told me to look that up, which I didn't know anything about, but somebody made a comment on my videos on my other main channel. And, and I feel like that is kind of true. Like, I still don't feel like I deserve everything that I've achieved, but I still feel like there's so much more that I want to achieve. And I feel like I can't achieve that yet because, again, I'm taking like life for granted. Like, it's so hard to explain, man. And a lot of people wouldn't understand what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to put myself in a position at all times to A, win, and B, not take life for granted. Like, if there's something I think I can do to be able to further whatever along, that's what I'm going to do. And, my family's always first, always. So with that being said, I don't want to just sit around and not do nothing. And when I feel like I'm sitting around and just not doing nothing, I feel like I'm taking life for granted. I feel like I'm a waste of space, and I don't like feeling that on me. It's not good for my mental health. It's not good for a lot of things. I'm better when I feel like I'm being productive. And there's a lot of time that we have. There's 24 hours in a day. A lot of people work around 8 hours a day. A lot of people sleep around 8 hours or less a day, So there's around 8 more hours of productivity that can be had. And I just want to be able to fill those hours as much as I can with trying to be productive. I don't want to take all those hours for granted. Sometimes my mind gets in the way of me being able to do that. Sometimes I'll think about how productive I should be when I can be actually being productive, if that makes sense. I'm wasting time thinking about being productive. I do that. I'm human, but that's just like the only things that's on my mind. Not taking this life for granted. I'm young. I'm in good health. If I can move and grind and get out there and get it, that's what I want to do. And I'm a felon, I guess that's something that's always on my mind too. Like, I'm a felon, bad background. I can't just walk into a job that I would really want and go get, I can't just go get the jobs that I would really want to go get, like a good government job. I'm not going to get a good job, but not, again, the jobs that I would want. And the jobs that I want besides that is working for myself. Or go be a truck driver, which would have me away from the house all the time. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't want to take this life for granted. And I make decisions on a daily basis to not take life for granted, Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. As I said, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Make sure that you bless somebody today, because I promise you I'm gonna bless somebody tomorrow. And please don't take life for granted, man. Don't take those hours in a day for granted. There's an extra hour a day that you could be doing something. Fill it up, for real. Yeah, go chase your dreams, man, and don't ever be mad or hesitant when other people don't think it aligns with what they think. You're yourself, man. So make sure you bless somebody today. I promise you I'm bless somebody tomorrow. At this point in time, your boy Tay, I'm out.